This video is brought to you by Database Mart. More information link in the description.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel and also welcome to a new video. In this video, I'll teach you guys how to set up your very own Minecraft server using Google Cloud Platform. In this video, it will be a full guide explaining how to set up the basic, like how to access your files, how to host your server 24/7 when you close the SSH, things like that. So I'll be teaching you guys that. Also, I'll teaching you guys how to set it up in both Java and Bedrock. So yeah, let's get into it. Before you start everything, see on my previous tutorial, I suggest you guys use Putty and FileZilla. Well, I highly suggest you still download Putty. This is for the important part, like SSH part. But I highly suggest you use Bitwise SSH client for now on. You don't need to use FileZilla. Bitwise has included the the file system, which like FileZilla has, and also it has the SSH client, so you can actually access both the console and the files. So this will make the whole job much easier for you. So yeah, I highly suggest you download it. It should look like this if you downloaded this one. So you have the default profile stuff. I'll explain that more in the following video. So yeah, if you don't have Putty, you can install it from here. If you can install it like that. If I have it, yeah, I do have it. So here's the Putty gen. I'll teach you guys more about that in the coming soon in the video. So let's get started. So if you have a Google Cloud account and you can create a virtual machine with your billing, then you can proceed to the tutorial. If you don't have it, please set it up. So first, create a preamp. And now once you get the create instant, you can name any instant you want. So I'll call this Minecraft Java. So I will set up a Java server first. And then on the labels, you can pick any region you want. So you can pick, but make sure you pick the region that is closest to you, or your friends if they're closer to you, if they live the same country as you. But if they live the separate country, pick a region that is like in the middle of both you and your friends. But if you guys in the same country, pick the region that is closest to you. So for me, it will be Singapore. And next, on the machine configuration, on the series, be sure to pick any of the second generation. You can pick any of them. You can pick the N2, N2D, T2A, T2D, any of them. Don't pick the third or the first. But for now, if you're a beginner, stick with the default, so E2. On the machine type, this is where you can customize whatever you want. So you can do share core, standard, or high. That's it. If you try to pick any higher, that will be unnecessary. But yeah, you can pick high CPU if you want to get the maximum CPU. But I highly suggest you stick between 2 GB to 60 GB. No higher than that. If you're doing modded, you can do 32 or 64, but that's gonna be in the next video. So for my testing purposes, I'll be going to 2 GB memory. You can also do custom if you want to. So yeah, 2 GB memory. So once you get it set it up, you can go to boot disk, and then you can go under public images. And be sure your operating system is either Debian or Ubuntu. For Debian, stick with either these two, the ARM64 or the x86 to 64. You can either pick up those two. On the Ubuntu, you have to pick either 20 or 22. You can pick three of these options. Don't pick the older one, that won't work. So for me, I'll just use the 2004, the x86 to 64. On the boot this time, you can pick either balance, SSD, or standard. For now, pick balance for persistent disk, persistent performance. But if you want like a faster thing, you can pick SSD if you want to, or if you just want to be basic, standard. But for me, I'll pick a basic for now. On the size, you can pick as big as you want. My recommendation is between 20 to 100, or you can go higher. It depends if you have so many mod packs or like server storage you need. So for me, I'll do 20 for this tutorial, and then click select. And then under Firewall, you can allow HTTPS and traffic, or HTTPS traffic if you want to set it up. And under Advanced, you can set up the networking tags, which allows you to link your specific virtual instant to Firewall. But there's a secret. There's a feature that I actually want to show, this which will save a lot of time on setting up. So for this thing, you don't need to set up a network tag at all. So if you want to set up a network tag, you can just name anything you want, like MC server, MC tag, or something like that. Anyway, once you got everything set up, you can click create. This will create a virtual machine. So while it's setting up, now click the navigation menu and go to PC network and then go to firewall. That will be under the networking, so it's right there if you try to go more products. So go to firewall and then click create new rule. You can call this MC firewall or anything really, and under the target you have to pick all instant in network. That allows to every of your instant to have the same IP address, same firewall. So since I've had it all instant and I want to set up both Java and Bedrock, I need to set up the TCP and UDP. So TCP is the Java version, so 25565, and UDP is the Bedrock, so 19132. And once you got that all set up, you can change the settings if you want to. But for the source IP for range, do 0.0.0.0/0. That's that all ranges, all the IP ranges. So we need that also. So once that's done, click create, and that will create the firewall, which I set it up right here. And now once you get the once the firewall has been created, you go to the navigation menu and you will go back to compute engine. And then next you have to scroll down to setting and metadata. And then next you go to SSH key and add SSH key. And this is when the PuTTY key generator comes in handy. So if you already have a key, SSH key, a public SSH key, you can paste it in there and just click save. But if you don't have it, click generate and you can just load it like this. Just keep moving your mouse around. Just make a tiny circle to make it faster. Like so. There you go. And then the one in the box, the big box that says the SSH key, click copy, Control C and then Control V. That'll save it. And then make sure you save this as a private key. You can set a password if you want to, but this is for testing purposes, so I'll click yes and save it in your desktop. Once you have the key downloaded and saved, now in your SSH key 1, copy paste the public SSH key and click save. That will save the SSH key. But once it's pasted here, then we go to PM instant, and then you have two options. You can either connect to SSH from the browser, or you can install the bitbytes and then use the client. So which I already have it installed right here. So for here, this part, the username will be the key comment. So copy paste that, paste it here, and then on the client key manager, click import and then click your key you saved. Once you go to the downloads, if you have it or anywhere in your file, click all files, and now you see the PuTTY key. Click that, open it, and import. So if yours says global 1, that's your PuTTY key. Since I have 2, so it shows global 2. So close that, and then go to public key and click initial method and click public key. And then on the client key, click auto or global 1, but I have to click auto for now because it will automatically pick that key. So on the host will be the external IP. So copy the external IP and Control V. That will paste it there. And now once you get it done, you click login. And once you say host key verification, click accept and save. And now you're finally in your SSH panel. Now you can save it if you want. You can save it for like easier access if you want to. I highly suggest you do that. So save it if you want to. But for me, just I'll do this for testing. So this includes both the SFTP and the SSH. So we're gonna touch with the SFTP later. So now we're gonna connect to our virtual machine. Boom, there you go. We got a virtual machine. So this part is fun. So now we're gonna do sudo apt update. Now update all the files necessary in our virtual machine. Now once your VM instance is already finished updating, now you click type apt search open JDK, and those bring all the open JDK related things. So it depends on your Minecraft version. If you're doing like an older version, go with 13 or 11. But if you're doing a newer version, 16 and 17. It's between like Minecraft version 1.16 to 18 or latest. But the older one is like 13 and 11, like 1.15 or older. But since we're doing the latest one with 1.19.3, I'll be going to OpenJDK 17JRE headless. Be sure you pick headless. So you can pick either the JRE or the JDK. I'll pick the JDK for now. So you type apt install and then right click to paste it. So open JDK 17JDK headless. Click enter. Oh, I forgot to do sudo. Oopsie. Make sure you put sudo in everything. My bad. Put sudo. Tap and press Y to accept it, and I will install it. And now once it's installing, here's the cool part. You can open the SFTP, and there you go. You got your downloads and your server files. So now once it's updating, we're gonna install Paper MC. So you can, for this part, it will be much easier if you just do either two options. You can just download it directly from here, or you can right click and link address. I'll show you both. So for the SFTP, like the easier way, just click the download. That will download it from your browser. Go to your file system, and then it says paper. You can drag and drop in here. If you want to make a separate folder, you can, but this one will be much easier if you want to direct access to your server. So put it into your server. Now install it. Java is installed. Do Java -- version to see if it works. And if you see like the OpenJDK 17, the version number, and it's all working. Now once it says the version of the Java, like OpenJDK 17.06, now this is the easiest part. So all you have to do is just type Java and then dash XMS and then the amount of gigabyte RAM memory you have. So this is the maximum, so 1G. And then for the minimum one will be XMS, like I picked 2 by the way, the orange one. So I picked 2. XMS 1G if you have it, that's the minimum you want. And then make sure it doesn't really matter what orientation, like which one goes first, the maximum or the minimum. Make sure you type XMX, which is max, XMS is minimum. So type the next, you just type -jar and then type the server file that you downloaded. So mine's paper, and you can just press tab, just highlight it, and type no GUI. Click enter, and that will install all the server files into the server. So that will apply all the patches and stuff like that, which is easy. See, told you, it's very quickly and easy. Now, don't worry about that. We're gonna set it fix that. So since if you install Ubuntu, you get the option to use Nano, which is the easiest text editor to use in command prompt. So Nano ELTST, press enter. Use your arrow key to move the cursor, and make sure your cursor hovers after the E. Backspace, set this to true. Control X, Y, and enter. Alternatively, you can just refresh the remote files. Click here, click edit, and then you can just set this to true if you want to do it that way. It makes it easier for you. That's a good thing about having this thing, because you can just easily edit it with using your mouse and your text pad. So once that is done, run the same command again. Run that. So once it's loading, we're gonna go back to our VM instance and copy our external IP. Next, if you have your Minecraft ready, you can just drag the game and then wait for your server to start. So once your server is like starting preparing the world level, you can just click add server or direct connect if you want to, and it will just start to ping the server. once you're on the server, if you get into the server, which means working now, so you can like test it if you want to. You can keep yourself off if you want to. Or I gave myself off, so I did off myself. Cause I off myself before. There you go. You see that all works. Everything's so good. And now we're gonna to stop the server. Just type stop, and there you go. Just stop the server. So next we're gonna install a plugin. So a good testing plugin will be a world edit. Basically, I just new world edit. So I'm gonna install world edit. There you go, and then use my handy dandy SFTP thing. And you go under plugins, and then you drag world edit like so. And there you go. That works. Okay, now we run the command again, which is up arrow key and press enter. And that will load the plugin installed. Now once the server is ready, you will see like it depends what plugin you have. It has like a output says like world edit stuff like that. So my world edit works now. So I'll join the server, and now once you're on the server, you can type /1, and there you go. You give yourself game mode C, and yeah, there you go. You can fly now. You have a creative mode and stuff like that. That's the creative mode. Yeah. Nice, I did it. That's pretty much the setup for Java. And now for the setup for Bedrock. So pretty much the same. It's the same process for everything. So for now, I'm gonna delete this server. So if you follow the step for the firewall and stuff like that, everything will be the same, including the putty key gen. You can use the same one if you want to set up a Bedrock server. So yeah, let's get started with the Bedrock version. So same step as before. So create an instant, and then you can name anything you want. So I'll call this Minecraft BEDROCK Server. Pick the region that is closest to you. Pick the E2. This time be sure to pick higher than 2 because I accidentally, didn't work well. Anyway, you can pick 40 if you want to. Your choice really. Put this. Pick between Debian or Ubuntu. Pick Ubuntu. It's easier. This one, the second last, because it's a 64-bit one. Give myself 20 and click select. And then for the advanced option, networking, you can put the network tag, allow SFTP. I'm not gonna add that. It's the same thing. So once you get it all set up, you can click create, and that will create the new virtual instant. If you listening to if you done the previous step like the firewall or the firewall part, you don't need to do that part. But instead, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you set up the SSH and the firewall, then you don't need to do the rest. So same step as usual. Go to your Bitbuys, then copy the host to be the server IP. Username will be your key comment, which is shown here, and the public initial method will be the public key. Client key will be auto or global one, depending on what your key is, and login and save. And once you gotta save, you click the SSH, and there you go. Same step. So apt update. Make sure you do sudo apt update. Make sure you sudo everything if you're setting updating and stuff like that. So once your server is done updating, now you can install the Bedrock server if you want to set this up. So if you so to install the Bedrock server, you just click agree done. Make sure you pick the Ubuntu one, or just pick the Ubuntu one because it's the Linux version. So click download. That will download it, or you can just right click it and then click copy link address and then paste it to there. But if you want to make your life easier, just use this way. So open new SFTP window, and then on your downloads you just drag and drop this, and that will download the zip. While is it trying to upload the Bedrock Server, we're going to do so we're going to do apt install unzip. Make sure you put sudo, please. And now install unzip, which will make the unzipping the file easier. So once it's done transferring, then you type unzip bedrock server, and that will unzip the bedrock files. Type ls, and then there you go. There's all the configuration. So I don't know much about bedrock servers, so if you want to configure, you can. Everything will be in the remote folders, like you can put resource path, behavior, config, anything is in here. Allow list, permission, and the server properties if you want to configure it. You can either use the command the SSH to do the editing using nano, or you can just right click it, like example right click, edit, then you can change like what game mode you want, creative, and there you go. You just control S, close, and that would automatically update it, so it will be easier. So for us to start the Bedrock server, you have to type chmod, and then you do plus, and then X, and you type the star. That will allow permission to us to use the command, the setup. So all you have to do is just type /bedrock server _server, and then there you go. And everything is all set up and ready. Once your server is ready, when it says server started, then you just go to add server, proceed. Then the server address will be your external IP of your Bedrock server. Copy that, enter name, this, and then click save or play. And once it says once you get the current ping, you can join server, and that will let us join the server. So after that, that's pretty much all the Bedrock setup. Pretty much, it's pretty easy, not hard, unlike the Java version. But this one you can configure anything you want, really. So there you go. You have creative mode because set up the property. There you go, and you can just write op. There you go, and op. It shows I'm operator now. Things like that. So for this part, now if you want to host it 24/7 without having this thing open, we're gonna click stop. And same thing this is the same thing for Java. So all you have to do is do apt install screen. Make sure you put sudo. I keep forgetting that. And then once you get the apt screen installed, all you have to do is just type screen -s, then reserve any name you want. I'll call it MCS, and you type the command that you start your server. So if you're doing Bedrock, it's bedrock _server. But if you're on Java, you just type Java XMX 4G XMS 1G star and then the paper jar1 and then no UI. Same things like you did for Java that you set up when you're doing testing. So Bedrock server, click that, and there you go. Once your screen is setting up, it always shows like this. To exit out the screen, you just do Control A and then press D, and that's it. And to go back to your server, just type screen-R, and that's it. So to test it works, so you close the SSH, you can just close everything really. Log out, close this, and then to test it if it's still hosting, all you have to do is just go here, join server, and just join the server that you set up to host. And once you're in the server, everything is all working. And there you go. You got all the setup. The server is running without having the screen. If you have any issues, be sure to just comment down below or join my Discord server, link in the description or in the pinned comment. And if you wanted me to make a specific type of video, then let me know in the comment as well, like what kind of issue you want me to make a video about that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.